Guess what? I had my first biscuit for breakfast this morning. And guess what? Now I feel like a biscuit. Let's envision what a biscuit would feel like. Heavy, fluffy, salty. That explains that explains a lot. Oh, is that why these bitches be walking around salty? The next time a big girl pisses me off, I'm gonna be like, you damn human salty biscuit bitch. It's too early. I'm sorry. It's too early. I know. Shut up, Brooke. It's too early. You're too loud. Y'all, last night was crazy. Crazy. Insane. Do I look tired? Because I am. I could sleep for like 12 hours probably without any melatonin. I slept on a metal bench, but like it was at a slant, homie. And I kept waking up and having to turn over, and like my knee, I was in the fetal position. I slept in the fetal position. It was rough. It was so rough. I should have just got on the concrete, but I think that would have been even worse. That was my two options: a park bench or concrete. I don't know why I'm smiling. I guess it's my way of dealing with it. I mean, it's kind of comical if you have a dark sense of humor. I'm crying. I've had 2 cups of coffee this morning. And a biscuit. And a biscuit. And a biscuit. I'm literally crying. Yeah, I had to bike over. After I woke up at like 5:30, I had to bike over to a breakfast spot. I got a sausage biscuit and 2 cups of coffee. Y'all. Yeah, I slept for maybe 4 or 5 hours. I didn't go to bed till like 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then I was back up at 5:30. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all, this table's wet. Oh, let me tell you what happened this morning. So I'm laying on the park bench, and I hear this I hear this noise. It sounds like something crying, something wild crying. So I set up on the park bench, and all of a sudden I see this, what I thought was a cat, go running through the parking lot. And then I look around the corner, and sure enough, there's a fox. Those were foxes. It was a mama fox and a baby fox, or a papa fox and a baby fox. And the mama fox lost the baby fox and was losing her mind. Do you hear me? I've never heard anything cry like that. It was like, I can't even make that noise. But she was trying to call the baby back, and I had accidentally spooked the baby off. When I set up, he went running. I hope she found him, because he'll die without her. It looked like a small cat, but its tail was crazy. And I was like, that's a weird looking cat. And then I look around the side of the building, and there's a fox there. I'm like, oh shit, that's not a cat, that's a fox. What brings you into the ER this morning? Well, I thought I was petting a cat, but apparently it was a fox. Like, I'm so dumb sometimes. It was dark, and it was raining, and it's foggy, and I didn't sleep well, and I'm tired. Come here, baby kitty. You want some tuna? Like, can you see me? carrying a fox around and y'all being like, Brooke, that's a cat. Brooke, that's a cat. And I'm like, or what if I was like, that's a cat, and you guys were like, Brooke, that's a fox. I'm like, no, it's a cat. Like, you guys are like, Brooke, that's a fox. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I've had too much coffee. That's hilarious. Y'all like my new pet cat? I just see the whole internet grasping their pearls when everybody figures out that it's a fox. Imagine what the trolls would say. I'm like, look at my cat. His name is George. Isn't he cute? And it's a fox. Ugh. Good morning, y'all. Thank you, Patriot of Freedom. Thank you. Y'all, they're cutting off EBT food stamps for people. I don't get food stamps. I got them for like a year last year, or year before last. Year before last, I got them for 6 months, and then last year I got them for like 6 months. And I don't get food stamps anymore. I don't even have a card. But if you haven't heard, people are pissed, okay? Pissed. Their food stamps are getting cut off. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There's an absolute link between EBT and obesity in this country. The obesity rates that we have obesity statistics from EBT card holders. Those obesity rates are much higher than the population of people who do not receive EBT SNAP benefits. And that's a fact, Jack. At the end of the day, in my opinion, people cope any way that they can with whatever they afford to cope with. Food is a coping mechanism. It also, in my opinion, is a drug. Refined sugar, bad carbs, processed crap. It's addictive to the brain. Look at how much soda I've been drinking since I moved out on the streets. That's probably my body craving sugar because I'm overexerting myself, just simply getting my resources. But I've drank a lot of sugar the past week. And it is addictive. I noticed that when I have like a Mountain Dew, I was a Mountain Dew girly. I grew up in the 80s, early 90s. It was Mountain Dew back then, honey. So Mountain Dew, if I have one, I feel myself craving it throughout the day. So I know that there's the chemicals, and it is chemicals. The soda itself, there's a link to the brain and the reward process center of the brain. It's like when methamphetamine users use drugs. They get a hit of dopamine and serotonin and all of this stuff to the brain. Well, soda and food works the same way in the brain. The reward center, or the reward center in the brain, operates the same as it would with hard drugs, with sugar and bad carbs and processed stuff. So it is a drug. And listen, I don't know if y'all know anybody that gets EBT, but I do. And my experience with my friends that get it match the statistics on file for obesity. My friends are obese. I told y'all I had one friend. She's never worked. She's never worked. She has multiple kids. She's received benefits her whole life, subsidized housing. She has never had a job. Never. She would not know how to function if you threw her into a job, because for the past 20 years, she's lived off the government. This system was designed to help people, but just like so many other missions that get started, the plan was forgotten, okay? And this has turned into a system that's created yet again another problem. Obesity. The obesity rates for EBT holders are much higher than non-EBT holders. And that's a fact. I'm not trying to break anybody down. I'm just trying to give facts on why you go to the grocery store on the 1st and the 15th and see everybody in there. And it comes different months or different days. I'm being funny. But for real, we've all seen it. We see the stacks of Oreos, the stacks of sodas, the multiple kids, large woman, and that's another thing. Statistically speaking, we see more women with EBT that are obese than any other population of people. It's mainly women that hold the highest number of obesity rates, like they become obese the most, living off of EBT SNAP benefits. I wonder, I hope y'all can't hear that music. I'm gonna be pissed if I get a YouTube violation. It wasn't even on, and first of all, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Why would somebody cut on Mexican music at 8 o'clock in the morning when the restaurant doesn't even open till 11? I was sitting out here minding my business, and as soon as I go live, that music cuts on. How weird. And they don't open for another 3 hours, and I was sitting out here for about 40 minutes before I went live, and then I go live, and all of a sudden the Mexican music cuts on 3 hours before opening. Listen, you guys, I'm not saying that everybody is out here to get me, but I am saying that there are times like this specific situation right now where you put 2 and 2 together and you realize that like somebody is being passive aggressive. Okay, I've been sitting out here for 30-40 minutes, no music was playing, nothing's open. Nothing's open. Not the Mexican restaurant, not the Tractor Supply. Nothing's open. No music was going. I was listening to the birds, just chilling, drinking some water. I got to rehydrate after 2 cups of coffee. That's what it took me to get over here. I had to drink 2 cups of coffee just to bicycle over here. There was no music on. And then I go on live. I don't think they're going to be able to pick it up. When people do things like that, they're trying to prevent me from making money on my channel, because YouTube will block the video if it picks up music. I can't hear it. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you so much. Good morning, by the way. Hey, Robin. Cody, good morning. Oh, Justin, hello. 2000s was the best era. I agree. Early 2000s, like 2004, 2005. God, that was the life, wasn't it? I was a teenager. It was so much fun. Hey, Xander. Good morning. Daryl. Yeah, it's so weird. I have that happen all the time. It'll be the weirdest places, too. I don't know. Anyways, let's see what... So they passed the big, beautiful bill, which is why I'm talking about food stamps. Good morning. Yeah, well, if I had to go back and live, I would live the 90s through the early 2000s, you know. That was my favorite era. I'd say, like, the early 90s to the mid-2000s. I feel like 2015 is where shit's really started going wrong. Well, the '08 recession is bad. Yeah, it was probably '08. That's when shit started going bad. Because by '09, I was charged as a felon. Yeah, I feel like '08, '09 is when shit started to go bad. And it's never recovered. It's never recovered. It's been almost 20 years of the same shit. No matter how hard I try. My life says, yep, you were hit by the '08 recession. And then the 2020 pandemic recession. Love you too. Oh, so they cut music on 3 or 4 hours before? Lady, mind your business. You don't listen. You don't listen. I just said that there was no music on for 30 minutes until I went live. And as soon as I go live, the music starts. Stop being naive. Just because nobody wants to fuck with you because you're boring, don't mean that it don't happen to me, lady. People are ridiculous, y'all. And that's another thing. Some of y'all better not end up out here on the streets because you're so dumb, you wouldn't be paying attention to the signs of what's going on around you. Common sense ain't that common. Adults out here acting like children. Always. Y'all, I feel better after shaving and stuff and getting in the river. We're going to have to find more spots to do that. And I'm going to have to do things different. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get in the water, soap up, use bottled water to rinse. And actually, I don't mind, like, getting back in the water after that. Like, my hair, like, I know it may look crazy because of the humidity, but my hair is so soft from that rainwater and that river water. It's crazy. What if that's why everybody's hair's falling out? Is because we're using this damn city water and they're putting shit in it? Because you know they do. They have to process it. They put all kinds of shit in there. We don't know what they put in there. They could be telling us one thing and putting another thing. Why does it smell like shit when it comes out of the water and the well in Jacksonville? And it's not a well. It's probably city water. But make it make sense. What are they doing to the water? I'm telling y'all, one of these days, 30 years from now, when we discover that we all got sick from the damn water, I told you. I freaking told you. I'm sorry that I couldn't get out there like damn Aaron Brockovich and get damn samples from every damn city. But I'm telling y'all, something is going on with the water, specifically in Jacksonville, Florida. But also, anywhere you go nowadays, it's so hard, it strips your hair. It strips your hair. It leaves your hair looking all crazy. People's hair's falling out. They say that showering in the rain and the creeks or like a nice river that has a flow, but not too heavy of a flow. They say that it's the best thing for you because it's soft. It's not got hard minerals out the ground, and it's also not been treated with God knows what, chlorine. I don't know what they put in water, y'all. Yeah. So hold on, sorry. Side note, water. Here I am back on the pollution. Big beautiful bill. I want to know what this is. Big beautiful. We always chlorine. Okay. Fluoride. They're taking that stuff out, fuzzy math, of a lot of places. I seen I think Florida, they're gonna, I could be wrong, but I could have swore DeSantis signed a bill to take the fluoride out the water in Florida. I might be wrong. Jenny, supplies, it might rain. I'm trying to see what the weather's gonna do. It says that it's a 20 to 50% chance of rain, and then it's supposed to be sunny this afternoon. This morning we might actually like get supplies for this afternoon and just go post up somewhere by a creek, because I'm tired. Like, I'm exhausted. I mean, can you not tell? I'm exhausted. Sleeping on that park bench last night, that is not sleep, you guys. That's not even a flipping nap. Not at my age, honey. Maybe at 20, if you got 2 bootleggers and some sleeping meds in you, you might wake up feeling refreshed. But not at 37, honey. It takes a toll. It takes a toll. I have a hammock. I have a hammock in storage. God, it would take me 4 days damn drive to get out there and back. They probably have one at Walmart for like $30. A hammock is a great idea. Thank you, Aaron. That's a great idea. And I can string that up in a tree. I'm not on the ground. Damn, that's a good idea. I gotta go by the post office, let them know that I might have some mail coming. Probably have to do laundry. I've been washing my clothes every night and all my dirty clothes from the day. I need to wash that book bag. It's supposed to cool off this week. It's supposed to be in the 80s this week. The 90s are going to leave. And the heat index was actually like 102 some of these days. I've been about to die. That book bag is disgusting. It got wet last night. It dried out. None of my personal property got wet. Last night where I ended up chilling out, oh my God. We're going to get back to the big, beautiful bill. A lot of stuff happens when you're on the street. So last night, I pulled everything out of that book bag. I threw all the extra little trash away. I reorganized everything to like, because there's pockets. So I reorganized everything, like bath stuff that I don't necessarily use a lot. My glasses so I can grab them every day. Almonds. Stuff that's kind of important that I need to grab, like my vape pods, acne medication, electrolyte drink mixes. That's what I need. I need to make a list. I need caffeine packets from Walmart. We'll look at the hammocks. Let me make a list. And then we're coming back to the big, beautiful bill. Oh, I need body wash, shampoo. I'm out of everything. I'm out of Head and Shoulders. I damn lost my damn, and that Pantene Pro-V that I had yesterday in the river, it was 3/4 the way gone. I said, I squoze some shampoo in my hair, and then I just drop the bottle in the river. Listen, that was my first time ever washing my ass in a lake. Give me a break, okay? It's like the first time you ever drove a jet ski and then you dive off the jet ski and your glasses are on your head, or you ever dive off a boat and your your $200 Ray-Bans, ask me how I know, and your $200 Ray-Bans go to the bottom of the damn river and you can't find them. Yeah, it was one of those moments where I was like, oopsie, like that slipped my mind, you know. I said, squeeze, and then I just dropped the bottle, and then I'm like, I put the shampoo on my body, and then I start looking for the bottle of shampoo. I'm like, shit, where did it go? Tell Brooke, it went downstream, you dummy. It went downstream. So shampoo, body wash. I got razors, hammock. What did I just say? There was something else. Shit. Energy, caffeine packets, drink mix. Those ones that have 120 milligrams of caffeine in them, that's what I like. They're supposed to be taking the dyes out that shit. And watch me function better when they do. Because I'm telling you, every time I drink red dye number 40, I can't think. I'm serious. I don't have the same mental clarity. If I drink anything with red dye 40 in it for breakfast, or any time during the day, it throws off my mental clarity. You know how long it took me to realize that it was the red dye 40? 5 years. It's the red dye 40. It throws my mental focus off, and mixed with the caffeine, I become spastic and nothing gets done. It's like it throws my ADHD. And, you know, ironically, they done studies on this, and red dye 40 messes up. It makes behavioral problems in children even worse, specifically those with ADHD. And I have ADHD, so it makes perfect sense why that every time I drink some kind of drink mix with red dye 40 in it, it makes perfect sense why, like, my wires get crossed and I become manic and I can't complete tasks. I can't focus on the task at hand to complete it. I'm telling you, I'm not tripping. Listen, I know I sound crazy. You're probably like, Brooke, food and stuff it wouldn't throw your mental state off. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys for like 6 months. Yes, it does. What you are putting in your body absolutely affects your body and how your brain functions and how your body produces all of the happy chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. That stuff's produced in the gut, 50% of it. You can't produce it if your gut's all full of crap, you know, literally. Sorry, TMI. I know this generation that it's a little sensitive. It's okay. Yeah, so I reorganized everything last night. Everything like my vapes that I want to easily access, toothbrush, extra battery pack. Y'all remember how full this was the other day? Now it's not full anymore. I like literally extra weapons, lippies, toothpaste, and actually we're gonna go brush our teeth when I get down the road. And now I'm wondering, now that y'all talking about a hammock, I was gonna go this way. Now I might go that way. I might actually go back the opposite way. Ziploc bags. I need trash bags to lay on in case it gets wet. You know, I really need to do something. Like remember yesterday I was telling you that like I have no idea after court. I haven't even made it that far, and I gotta wait till I get paid. And I don't get paid until like sometimes the 21st to the 26th. It just depends on when Google pays us. You never have an exact date. But I mean, granted, listen, remember when I first started the channel, we were talking about how a lot of channel owners, they said that their paychecks be late sometimes. I haven't had that problem with Google. I would listen, you know, even though I don't like what they pay me, they have paid me in a timely manner. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, If they say you're going to get paid on the 21st, you get paid on the 21st, which is when most creators get paid. There's only been a few times, maybe twice in the past year, that I didn't get my paycheck on the 21st. One of those times was this past month, June. It fell on a weekend. So let's say that the 21st falls on a Saturday. Well, you're not getting paid till Monday or Tuesday. That's the only thing. If it falls on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, throughout the week, I've always gotten paid on the 21st. I have had no problem with my paychecks being late, maybe twice, and I do believe one of those times, it was the weekend this past month. And the other time, I don't know what happened, but it was 2 or 3 days late, which wasn't a big deal. I know a lot of creators have said that they've had problems in the past with Google paying them in a timely manner, and I haven't had that problem. I'm grateful for that, because, getting your paycheck late could throw off everything. I mean, seriously, sometimes a day or two of not having money, it could be a matter of having a home and not. These lenders out here, whether it's mortgage, car company, they are not kind anymore, okay? They were a little bit kind during COVID. They did some deferments. They may have skipped a payment for you. Those days are gone. They've turned into blatant savages where they'll steal your damn money in your sleep if you're not careful. You'll go to bed with 20 grand in your bank account, wake up with $1,000. It's like, damn. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Especially if you got like Cash App. Don't leave all your money in your checking account, honey. You'll wake up and Cash App will darn. You won't have nothing left. They'll rob you in your sleep. Good morning, James. Thank you. James Norman. I like the profile picture. Good morning. Oh, God, y'all. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. This person is trolling y'all. This account called Tria was set up 1 month ago. No subscribers. And oh, yeah, I see they've been commenting all week. You are fake homeless. You were just offered a place on a 30-acre farm. Wow. Not to be rude, but what about the $2,000 I sent you in donations over a period of a week? Y'all, the trolls be trolling. That's a fake account, and I wanted to point it out before I blocked it so people understand what's going on. They come over here and they try to make me look bad by spreading lies. Nobody has sent me $2,000 in a week. Nobody has sent me $2,000 in a month, ever. Anyways, big beautiful bill. Big beautiful bill. Razors, body wash, shampoo. Shampoo. Thank you, Mom of Twin Boys. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, LS Viking and Chris and Bob. Bob, that's a great point. I hate when people do that. Somebody gives you something or... Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to quit smoking, but I'm under a lot of stress, if you can't tell. They'll do something for you, and then they feel need to, like, point out that they did something for you. They'll be like, and what kills me is when they go around bragging to other people. And it'll be something, that you appreciate, but something simple like, I don't know, maybe they paid for lunch and they just feel need to just tell everybody in the office that they paid for lunch. It's so weird to me. So weird. But it gets bigger than that, and this is why I say that you don't need everybody's help. Because you don't know what you're signing up for and what road that leads down. Some people will help you and then hold it over your head and debt trap you into situations that you can't escape from. And they do it under the guise that they're helping you, but they're absolutely looking for something in return. And they feel need to tell everybody that they've helped you. I don't know if I think that is okay. I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong to help somebody and rub it in their face, I think that it stems from probably narcissism and egotistical, self-centered, a need to feel like they're doing something. Like, I guess they feel like they need to showcase it to the world to make themselves look better. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'm going to do that today, Robin. And thank you, King Phil. I saw the floating hearts. David said, I feel like if you had $2,000, you would get yourself out of that situation. No, people piss me off, and then other people are like, oh, God, thank God. Thank God somebody understands. I agree, Bob. You know, and that's the crazy thing, Bob. I was not doing better. I was living out of a car. I think that there's so much smoke and mirrors behind it. I think that because of my criminal history and because of my past drug history, I think that people absolutely felt like I was living some kind of nefarious lifestyle, even living out of a car. And I feel like they were jealous of that. They think that, like, oh, I have the freedom to pick up and go wherever I want, and I don't have stress, and I got YouTube money. I don't know who can live off $1,000 a month or $700 a month or $500 a month, which is what my checks have been for the past, like, 6-9 months. I don't know who can live off of that. It's been a struggle. But yeah, I think there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And even in my homeless state, living out of a car, I got hired from a job, and the internet got me fired. First, they called me a bum and said that I didn't want to work. I put in 40,000 job applications in 3 years. You can do that on Indeed, Glassdoor, Snag a Job. They have quick apply. This is not the old days where you got to go in and fill out a 3-page application. You put in all of your employment information, you hit quick apply, and you apply to the job. It's that easy. You can fill out 100 job applications in just a few hours if you know what you're doing. And I don't have the time, and I was still able to do this. So I got a job because I've always worked, but the economy got hit hard by COVID, okay? A lot of companies had to file for bankruptcy. Mom and pops, little small business owners were dropping like flies out here. Companies are laying off now. Amazon just laid off 10,000 workers. For God's sakes, Amazon, they should be booming. And they're laying off workers. White collar jobs, AI is taking those jobs. You know, things are not well. I just ain't been able to find work. It's as simple as that. I'm a triple felon. It's been over right at 10 years since I've had a charge, you know, and it was hard. Okay, it was just hard, and the internet called and got me fired from the one job that I was able to find in the past 2 years. So first you call me a bum, then I get a job, then you call and get me fired from my job. It's from the very start of this channel, people have went out of their way to try to make my life even more difficult through bullying me, through stalking me through YouTube. And the only thing that it's convinced me of is that I need to dig my toes 10 down, even deeper, because this is not okay. I don't care who thinks what, or who thinks they know me, or who wants to tell what lie. I don't care. Regardless, I'm still a girl out here by myself with no one, and no one has the right to hunt me down and try to interject themselves into my life to make it more complex and difficult. But it happens every day. Every day. There's some loser out here begging for my attention. Begging for me to finish something. Every day. It's exhausting. And then the internet's made it even worse, you know. But like I said, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Did I know any of this before I came here? No. Should I have? Yes. Why didn't I know this? Because none of the creators talk about it. Why? Because they're scared. Why? Because Google pays them and they don't want to go against Google. Well, guess what? I'm a different breed. I'm going to warn people about the dangers of social media. Even if I would have knew what I know now, I still would have jumped into this. But young women specifically need to know the dangers. And you can see it on my channel. Every single day you see the crazy out here being crazy. Every single day. Men wanting me to damn sleep with them for biscuits. I mean, it's crazy. He did. Y'all seen that yesterday? First thing in the morning. I ain't even had no coffee yet. Or I might have had a coffee. Papa was trying to butter these biscuits for a biscuit, okay? Like, damn. He said, I want a biscuit and you can have one too. Oh my God. A biscuit for a biscuit. Listen, I need a shirt that says, I prefer vegetables, but a biscuit's a biscuit. Is it Hardee's? Question mark. Like, for real, that was crazy. I want young people to know, like, this is not what it seems, and, like, you need to be careful about what information you put out there because people are going to use that information to try to harm you. Me, however, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Internet trolls calling whoever, when they call me and they're like, oh, we got a call about you. I'm like, yeah, you're being trolled. You know I have a channel. You know I have a YouTube channel. You know I'm homeless. So, whose side are you on? Because I already told you that the trolls were going to call you, and then the trolls call you, and you play into it, you feed into it, you see I have a channel, and you still play into it. I be swearing to God, y'all, some people, they want you to fail too. Like, when people find out that I have a YouTube channel, they automatically hate you. I'm not joking. It makes them feel some type of way. And I'm homeless. And I'm homeless. Do you know how frustrating it is for people to think you have money that you do not have? Because all the money that you did have was stolen. And now you try a new career and you don't make as much money as you used to make in your old career. And you got all these damn losers out here thinking you make all this money. Because you're able to afford $1 cup of coffee or a $3 water or a $200 bike on a whim. And that's only because of certain people's generosity. But it's crazy. No, I did not know all of this. And young girls and boys need to know the dangers and the reality of having a channel. You're probably going to work 3 to 5 years before you actually make a solid enough income. You know, I would say $3,000 to $5,000 a month. You're probably going to work 3 to 5 years to nail the 3 to 5 mark. And you're going to need a significant amount of followers, probably 150, maybe more, to generate steady, stable views. So, and everybody's different. Some people go after channel memberships. Some people go after super thanks. Some people go after their views, which is what I was trying to go after. I don't want to use... Listen, I'm old school. Everything's a scam to me nowadays. This is a triple-digit billion-dollar company. There's no reason that... Listen, there is. There's a reason that things are set up the way that they are with the super thanks, and it's in the benefit of YouTube. There should not be a business pressure on the creator to try to beg for money off of the internet. I don't like that. YouTube is a triple billion-dollar company. They should pay more. That plain and simple. They should pay more. You know? But what they want us to do is they want us to get channel memberships. They want us to, like... I'm old school, so this is going to come off the wrong way to some of y'all. I don't mean any offense. I'm old school. They want us to get out here and kiss channel members' asses and, like, you know, get subscriptions and beg for money off of the internet. They want us to kiss ass. It's starting to rain again. Fuck. It's starting to rain. Not good. I'm going to go over there if it does. Yeah, they want us to kiss ass. They want us to kiss ass. Allow people to disrespect us and talk down to us for a membership. That's what I'm saying. You would need about, to make like 6 figures, oh yeah, you're going to need millions of viewers. But I'm saying to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month, you would probably need 100 to 150,000 followers in order to generate $2,000 to $4,000 a month, something like that. You'd need a significant amount of followers. Bigger YouTubes throw money around, yes, and they make it look like this is a walk in the park. Yes, you're absolutely right. And you know, a lot of the girls do that too, and they're fucking hookers. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb. Do y'all know the dark side of this? Yeah, man. Just like OnlyFans models, a lot of those are prostitutes. They're not making enough money on. There's no money in OnlyFans, honey. Not unless you're Bad Baby and Nicki Minaj. The average OnlyFans model makes a few $100s a month. It's a fact, Jack. And they're prostituting on the side. Well, in my opinion, there's a lot of women on this platform that do the same shit. Look at all the men I had sending me text messages or money on Cash App telling me to hit them up, that they wanted to meet and stuff. Sir, you are way out of line right now. I'm going to need you to pipe it on down before I have to pipe you down and send you to your maker. So I know there's a whole seedy, dark underworld to this, because when I first started my YouTube channel, there was old perverts trying to hook up with me. Hold on, it's raining. Damn. 20% chance. They don't know what the hell they're doing. It wasn't even supposed to rain like it rained last night. It rained all night long. Damn it. Oh my God, y'all. Oh, I gotta sit on concrete some more. Ouch, my butt hurts sitting on the ground. Ouch. Not good, boss. Ouch. Not good. It's raining, y'all. Well, I'm glad I didn't take off on my bike to go. I need to look at the weather. %50 chance. It says now it's not even raining. You sure about that? I think it's gonna rain all day. I do. I think they're idiots. It's only a 10% chance of rain right now. What percentage do you think my hair says it is? Because I feel like I'm on like 70% humidity right now, you know? Like, come on, man. 94%. This sucks. I've been wanting to go to the river for 2 days. Now I'm ready to go, and the world's melting. The skies are crying. So they passed the bill, but what is it going to do? So it's going to help out people that have children. With the child tax credit. So the bill numbers more than 900 pages that include Trump's priorities on taxes, the border, defense, energy, and the national debt. No tax on tips. Hey, Amy. No, I'm not gonna get any shoes right now. They're fine for now. I gotta take things when... Yeah, that's probably smart. Is that Bism? Bizim? Oh my god. It's BESIMPERAZIC. Yeah, for sure. I swindled someone out of... See how they turn this around? So this guy offered to send me some money because he was looking for love in all the wrong places. I suffer from CPTSD. I can't date. I don't know how to date anymore. I don't want to date anymore. I live on the fucking streets. I have real problems. I have things I need to handle. So he sent me money trying to rope me into some kind of relationship. And you see how that gets turned around on me? I swindled somebody. I got the text messages, honey. Yeah, I do. I got the text messages. I never swindled anybody. I never led anybody on. I never said I was going to be his girlfriend. I never said that I was interested in him. I never said that I was attracted to him. I never swindled anybody out of anything. I'm not that type of person. Quite the opposite. He was trying to swindle me into a damn relationship. He was trying to swindle me into moving to Texas. He was trying to swindle me out of my pants. The audacity of people. And it was actually 13 grand. Get your facts right. Thank you. Yeah, and you know how much that 13 grand lasted me? 6 months to live. Truck payment. Insurance. Gas, food, water, laundry, school. Yeah, I used every single penny responsibly. And now it gets turned around. I conned some man out of money. Lord have mercy. The lies they tell. I swear to God. I guess that's just the hardest part I'm going to have to get used to. Is all the lies I hear about myself. I'm just going to have to get used to it. And just tell people to go fuck off. I mean, you'd think I'd be good and used to it by now. It's happened my whole life. I guess I was just expecting society to be smarter than that. And a lot of y'all are. But, you know, the trolls. I swindled some man out of money. God almighty. Yeah, I swindled him so bad and so hard, and I was such a bad man, a bad person, that I had to block him over and over and over. I had to block like 13 accounts because I couldn't get him to go away. Yeah, I know. He was just so hurt by me swindling him out of this money that he just couldn't wait to come back and get hurt some more. And matter of fact, something I never told y'all, he sent me a text message on Cash App the other day with some money. $30 like 2 weeks ago. He's like, how much is your truck? What's the payoff on your truck? And I ignored him. So if I was going to swindle him, why didn't I swindle him out of $20,000 to pay the payoff on the damn truck? Y'all have no clue who I am because some of y'all are so fucking evil. You can't even fathom how good of a person I am. He texted me the week before the truck was repossessed, asking me what the payoff was. He sent me $30 on Cash App and said, what was the payoff? And I ignored it because I don't want his money. What I wanted was a friend. And he couldn't even damn be that. He got to come to my page and stir up drama. Come to my page, go to hate channels and talk shit about me. Wait a second. 1 minute you're trying to marry me, the next minute you're trying to kill me. I'm confused. Some fake shit. So because I didn't behave the way you wanted me to behave, you got to go to hate channels and spread hate on me. What do I tell y'all? People will come into your life offering you help, And what they're really trying to do is get something out of you. And the moment that you do not behave the way that they want you to behave, they go after your damn throat and try to destroy you. That's what happened. I got the text messages to prove it. I'm not trash, though. I would never share those because that's trashy. Going back and forth fighting with people on the internet, that's trashy. We're trying to turn over new leaves here. I have nothing to prove to anybody because I don't owe anybody shit. Nobody. But if you must know about the whole situation, there you go. Now you know. So if I was a swindler, why didn't I swindle that 20 grand to pay off the truck? You know why? Because it would be wrong to play on his emotions, to take his money. It would be wrong. It's as simple as that. I don't do shit like that. If I was that type of person, his dick and be in $1 million house with $1,000 housing allowance every week. I know, it's shocking. A modern girl in the modern world with morals and values. I know. I see what's going on out here. I know. It's so shocking that a girl would rather be homeless than sell her ass and swindle somebody out of money. And somebody give me some money and they still call me a swindler. You know, I was thinking about that the other day. You might as well be a dirty whore because they're going to say you're a dirty whore anyways. Even when you're not, they're going to say you were. So you might as well just be one if that suits your fancy. It don't suit my fancy, honey. That's why I'm not one. But in all actuality, society is going to say you did the worst of the worst anyways. You might as well. Maybe not like kill people. I'm specifically talking about prostitution. If it's a means of survival, you know what I mean? You might as well. They're going to say you did it anyways. Especially if you were living out on the streets, you know what I mean? They're just going to assume that you're a drug addict. They're going to assume that you probably suck dick to get your drugs every day. They're just going to assume. And if it's a means of survival, you got to do what you got to do. I don't judge, but it did dawn on me whether or not you're a whore or not, they're still going to say that you were. Because that's what society does. They stretch the truth. They spread misinformation, disinformation. They lie. It's just the way things are. Never that. Good morning, Apostle Paul. Hello, Paul. Tony, good morning. Yeah, it's crazy. Be acting like I damn told this boy, like I damn, they act like I damn, like I love bombed him for all this money or something. You know, like quite the opposite. I have the text messages saying, like, I used to tell him all the time, I'm like, I don't want your money. Like, I really just want to be able to make my own money. Like, this is what got me into this situation. I was like, I don't know, you know? And it made me feel really bad. And I've talked about that in the past. Like, when I made the truck payment, I was like, yeah, this person sent me the money, and I told y'all who it was. And I was like, it just makes me feel really bad. Like, it's no one's responsibility, da-da-da-da. And I said from the start, like, I just want to be able to get my career off the ground and figure out a way to help people and also be financially stable. And then I'll look into a relationship one day. People are never patient, you know. They just got it down. But that's good. You know, if somebody cannot be patient while you are working on yourself, then you don't need them anyways. They don't have your best interest at heart. If working on yourself is what your best interest is, and a person is trying to discourage you or take you off of that path and put you on a different path, a path that's more motivated by their self-interest, they don't have your best interest at heart. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care how much money they throw in your face. That's smoke and mirrors. That's smoke and mirrors, just like words. That's smoke and mirrors. The actions are what matter. That's the principle. Yeah, so what he really did was he revealed that he was absolutely looking for sex. He had texted me, and he said, do you ever just crave intimacy? Like, sir, I am living on the streets right now. No, I actually crave a burger. I crave a shower. I crave a nap. I crave a toilet. You know, it's just crazy when I look back. It's just crazy. You know? It's crazy. Thank you, Ray. Thank you so much, Ray G. Yeah, it's just crazy, you know? Yeah, it didn't take long for his true colors to come out. I'll leave it at that. So they're going to slash Medicaid funding. Medicaid funding's being slashed to help the tax cuts and new spending. Recent policy proposals in a House-passed reconciliation bill suggest significant cuts to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps, potentially impacting millions of Americans. These cuts could increase food No. Google wants to say that it's going to increase food insecurities. No, it won't. Because you know what I got right next to this? The obesity rates for EBT card holders. And they are much higher than people who do not get food stamps. Tell me I'm lying. Most people you know that have food stamps is obese. Tell me I'm lying. I lost 80 pounds in a year. That's somebody that needs food stamps. To lose 80 pounds in a year, that's starvation. Pisses me off. Not only did they have higher obesity rates, but they also had a higher rate of reporting mental health problems. You know, I had to go, guess where this study's from? Take a wild guess. Guess the year, 2014, before they started lying. 2020. And they've probably been lying since before then. But this study was done in 2014. You can't even find medical information like this, factual facts, stats. They just stopped all of the research on stuff like this. And this is through the National Library of Medicine, the relationship between obesity and participation in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and mental health. So it showed that people that got EBT food stamps not only had a higher rate of mental health problems, but also a higher rate of obesity. This is a system that has been made to enslave people, okay, to control them, to collect data on them. Thank you so much, Zivion. Is it Zivon? Zivon. Oh my Lord, y'all. Thank you so much. Now I know why you cut the comments off. Yeah, they're crazy. I know. Tell me about it. I think I'm the only channel on YouTube that YouTube doesn't try to help me. I don't know, man. It has been suggested that SNAP participation may negatively affect the mental health and that poor mental health may lead to obesity due to disrupted eating patterns and reduced physical activity. The association between poor mental health and obesity is clearly established. However, questions regarding casualty and the role of mental health in mediating the relationship between SNAP participation and obesity remain. The objectives of this study were to, number one, confirm that SNAP participation is associated with obesity among adults from a representative sample of households in Los Angeles County. You know, they're liberal. They just give money away over there. Lots of food flowing through the house. Lots of food. You know, we got veterans out on this street that haven't eaten in days or weeks or maybe even months. They ain't got no food stamps and they fought for this country. Ask me how I know. I didn't fight for the country, but I've been a citizen my whole damn life and worked and paid into a system. And when I went to go get food stamps, they didn't want to damn help me. I had to fight tooth and nail to get them. When they are the ones that put me in this system. Yep. Damn, they actually got a full diagram for the study. These things actually go hand in hand. I'm going to read them out. SNAP participation leads to mental health, leads to obesity. And I think that I don't agree with this study. I think that it's the SNAP leads to obesity that leads to mental health. They're saying that being on SNAP leads to mental health problems, which leads to them overconsumption of food, which leads to obesity. I don't think that that's true. I think that the overconsumption of bad food leads to mental health problems, which leads to, I feel like the overconsumption of bad processed foods leads to obesity, which leads to mental health problems. But still and yet, it's a circle. It's still a circle of how these things are linked together. Me either, Blunt. Oh, that's a fake account, y'all. See, this is what I'm saying. They come here and they try to make me look bad. So he was saying that he's homeless and he doesn't get food stamps. That was a fake account. It tells me when the account was made. Like, it's just every day. It's so annoying. And then I'm thinking that this is the real person. Anyways, fucking fake accounts. Trying to come over here and make somebody look bad. So, oh my God, listen to this. Here's the cream of the crop. Obesity prevalence among SNAP participants was almost double the obesity rate. 30% in comparison to 17%. So 17% of non-EBT card holders were obese. EBT card holders, it doubled. 30%. Sorry, trying to make sure my book bag don't get wet. And the prevalence of mental health problems more than tripled when compared to eligible non-participants. So yes, the EB system is detrimental to society. It causes mental health problems, obesity, and it enslaves people into a system of not helping themselves. This was supposed to be a temporary fix. You're supposed to go on food stamps for maybe 6 months, a year, until you find another job, and then you're able to get back on your feet. That is not what we have happening in this country. We have people who are pumping out children with the intention of benefiting off of those children through the EBT system, welfare programs, HUD housing. And they do that for 20, 30 years until their kids are grown. And they just collect benefits and they never work. And then temporarily so they can get on their feet, and they're ridiculed and denied services. This is crazy. I did not know this. So even getting on the EBT, there's a good chance that you could double your chances of obesity and triple your chances of mental health conditions. They don't tell you that when you go to sign up for food stamps. And see, when you look up SNAP and obesity, this is what Google says. When you Google SNAP and obesity, while the relationship between SNAP and obesity is complex, studies indicate a high prevalence of obesity among SNAP participants compared to low-income non-participants. But it's deeper than that. The chances of card holders, EBT card holders, they're double the number of non-card holders. At 30% are obese. Like, it's double the number of people who don't get food stamps. And also the mental health conditions are tripled. 3 times more likely to have a mental health condition while receiving EBT. This bill is partially paid for by cuts to health care and nutrition programs like Medicaid and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that the Senate's bill would add $3.3 trillion to federal deficits over the next 10 years and leave millions without health insurance. Half of us ain't got no health insurance anyways. So maybe we just need to scrap all of that. I agree with cutting food stamps, EBT, mainly because every time I go in the grocery store and I'm pinching pennies to buy myself a bottle of water, I see some woman that clearly is not hungry. It's frustrating. Remember when I went to go get food stamps and they wanted to fight me tooth and nail on that? And now I don't get them because I don't want them, because screw the government. You know? It makes me mad when I go to the grocery store and I see some bitch in her pajamas and her bonnet, and she got 5, 6 kids that are running around, clearly that she's not raising, okay, because they're misbehaving, and the buggy is full of nothing but shit. Oreos, Capri Suns, Skittles. This is why. I could probably go over to that Walmart right now and there's probably 5 or 6 bitches in there shopping with their kids that ain't never worked a day in their fucking life. And all of them is over 300 fucking pounds. And look at me. Little Miss Me over here. Damn, 130 pounds soaking wet on a good day. Out here trying more than any bitch over there. You know what I mean? How can bitches like that make it and have a roof and take care of their kids and support their children? But I've been doing nothing but 20 years trying to dig myself out of a financial hole and I can't get ahead. Should I just stop? Should I just stop trying? Is that what it is? I'm trying so hard that I'm getting the opposite result, because that's a whole thing, in theory. Am I trying too hard to succeed that I'm failing? I need to go over to the government and be like, help me. Help me. I've fallen and I can't get up. Makes me so mad. So mad. Thank you for supporting my channel. They use their kids to get a free pass. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Forsyth County services, they don't even help white people over there anymore. I've talked about this time and time again. And wouldn't you know it, I found some stats on that. 67% of EBT services from 2024, 67% of EBT money went to illegal immigration in the county of Forsyth, North Carolina. So that's why I had to fight tooth and nail for the little $290 a month back in 2024. That's why I had to fight that hard, because 67% of their funding was going to illegal immigration. 67%. I have a flow chart. So no, they didn't want to help white people because they're technically a sanctuary city without being declared one. That was where we went to the No Kings protest. Remember the No Kings protest we went to 3 weeks ago? That's that same town. That's that. So if you're not one of them on the left, then they don't even want to give you services in that building. And Lord forbid you're a little white girl with a big mouth that's to fight verbally. They'll just have it out for you and fight you tooth and nail and refuse to give you services. I filmed all of that, by the way. Walking up and down. You know what I've never had? I've never had a damn tote bag. You know, the tote, them $600 tote bags. I walked up in Forsyth County last year before last, trying to get EBT, and every woman in there had a designer purse, from Michael Kors to Betsy Johnson to the tote, the small totes and big totes. I took pictures of this. Louis Vuitton belt buckles, and I would be the only white girl in there in literal rags with holes in my clothes. And everybody else is in there sitting in designer clothes getting EBT benefits. But supposedly they're refugees from other countries that are fleeing, you know, they're fleeing because of the harsh circumstances of their country. Then riddle me this, Batman. Why are they dressed better than me? It's not all. I'm generalizing and I shouldn't. It's not all. But the majority that was in that office, 67% of EBT funding went to illegal immigration in 2024 in Forsyth County, North Carolina. That's why I couldn't get help. Y'all, it's getting spicy out here. I gotta strip. I wanna see you strip. Oh! I felt naked as soon as I did that. Sorry. That was funny. As soon as I saw my little white legs, I was like, oh, God, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't. I'm going to wash these later. They're a little damp from the humidity. It's like 94% humidity out here. Ow. I want to see you strip. 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 So my phones are charged, so that's why I'm in a good mood this morning. That's why I'm in a good mood, homie. My phones are charged, okay? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be our best day homeless on the streets yet. How about that? How about that? How about them apples? It's going to be our best day on the streets homeless yet. Ow, my butt hurts. My butt hurts. Ugh. Ouch. Lori said, yeah, my husband sometimes makes too much for us to get a certain amount, but I don't just pop out kids. I wish I could have another child. It's a miracle I have one. Congratulations on your baby, Lori. And that's what I'm saying. I think that the government was supposed to be giving some kind of incentives to new parents that wanted to have children, and it was laughable. They're like, oh, we'll give you $5,000. For what? The first month? You gonna give me $5,000 for the first month? Like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And I think that the wrong people are having children for the wrong reasons. We got families out here that have been trying to have children. They're paying tens of thousands of dollars for IVF, and these poor people who would be very loving parents and very responsible parents and raise their children in the proper way, they can't have children. But you can go to any HUD housing facility and you see the cracks and you see the problems and you see why things are the way that they are. And it's really unfortunate that people that shouldn't have children continuously have children when they cannot financially support them. Let me tell you something. I was a child when I had my son, and I went to prison, and so I had to sign him over to his grandmother. Thank God for her, because he's been in a safe, stable home, okay? When I went to prison and I got out, I met a guy, and I fell in love with this guy, and I got pregnant. It took me two times of, oh God, it took me 2 times for me to realize that I needed to keep my legs closed and not have more children. Now, that's been almost 10 years ago, and I think that that's part of maturing. If I would have not had children by now, I would not have children. I'm grateful for my children. It sucks that I was not responsible enough, that I was not intelligent enough, and that I was not financially stable enough to take care of them like I want to. It sucks, but this is why it's important to wait to have children. This is why things like sex education, psychology, these things are so important. I'm not joking. It seems like a lot of people that should not be having children are the main ones having children. And the people that want to have children, they can't even conceive a child. And it's so messed up how everything, the irony of the situation, and I'm not saying every person that lives in Section 8 housing shouldn't have children, but what I am saying is exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the single mama that's got 5 baby daddies, 5 different children from 5 different, and she don't work, and the front door is a revolving door of the same shady character she's already got knocked up by before, and she has learned nothing. She has learned nothing. She's been sitting there for 10 years, and I just said that I had a girlfriend that did this. So I'm talking about people I personally know that have lived this life. It took me 2 times to realize, wait a second, I can't even take care of myself. Like, love is all great and everything. Children are wonderful. But sometimes people are not taught that there is a procedure and a way to do things. And that is what happened to me. No one said, hey girl, if you have a kid, you're going to need a shit ton of money. And you would think that would be common sense. But if you grow up a very sheltered life where nobody teaches you anything, I can assure you that that is the problem for a lot of girls. They genuinely are just too dumb to realize that it's going to take an astronomical amount of money, time, and help to raise children. And they pop out children not knowing the responsibilities behind it. Now, with my son, that was the case. With my daughter, that was not the case. Those situations were completely different. When I had my son, I was a child. When I had my daughter, I was working on growing up, and I was able to stand on my own 2 feet, financially secure. Completely different scenarios. But it only took me twice. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe this is not good. I can't even support myself, much less a child. And what did I do? I made the right decision by placing, him somewhere where I knew he would be safe. And that's the best you can do sometimes when you're young and you're ignorant and you're not taught anything. Now, you see me avoid men like the Black Plague. Do I not? I'm like, oh God, there's a man over there. Let's run this way. It's not that it's just that I've been through a lot, you know. I would still pick the man over the bear, if you're wondering. I would still pick the man over the bear. Like, you know, that whole thing that was going on a few months ago where they were like, I'd rather be in the woods with a bear than on the street with a man. No, I'd still pick the man over the bear because I know the realities of the situation. Only dumb bitches would say some shit like that. I'd rather be in the woods with a bear. And you know, that whole analogy is so stupid because the bear's going to kill you. And the women were saying that they wanted to be in the woods with the bear because of the threat of men in society. Like, men want to rape them. Well, you dumbass, the bear's going to kill you. The man's just going to rape you. At least you'll be alive after he gets done. I mean, they're so stupid. They're so stupid. Hell, you can't negotiate with a bear, honey. You can negotiate with a man. Beg for your life. Hope he don't kill you. I mean, they're dumb. The whole analogy, they're just dumb. Like, man, you can't sit down and have general conversation with a bear. It's going to kill you regardless. At least with a man, you might have a chance. You better put them damn puppy dog eyes to use, girl, and be like, please don't kill me. God, they're crazy. No, I would still pick the man over the bear, but that's funny. I'm gonna go be in the woods with a bear because men suck. Yeah, feminism has rotted these bitches' brains like porn has rotted the, you know, young men's brains. Seriously. The legislation on this new big beautiful bill includes restrictions on Medicaid, which provides government-sponsored health care for low-income and disabled Americans. Restrictions. Why are they... Them are the... Ugh. I'm so tired. Listen now. I don't like that part. Medicaid for low-income. I agree with putting restrictions on low-income Medicaid. Now, that would be, say me, that would be somebody like me, an able-bodied working person, and I got 2 kids, and because I got kids, they gonna give me some insurance, and they gonna give my kids insurance. I don't agree with that. That does not incentivize going and finding a job. That incentivizes people living off the fucking system. And granted, it is hard to make money. Even if you make, like here in North Carolina, minimum wage is $7 an hour. After taxes, you're only seeing $5.50, $5.75. And what is that, like less than $280 a week? I don't know. I don't do math. This is why I have a channel. I failed at everything else. I failed at everything else. Here we are. Less than $280 a week? How do you pay rent? Let's say you find somewhere cheap and it's $800 a month. How do you pay rent, buy groceries, put gas in your car to get back and forth to work? It's impossible. There's a what do they call it? Like a pay wage gap or something? The cost of living is way up here. Income is way down here. Minimum wage in the state of North Carolina has not been touched since 2009, I do believe. You know who you can thank for that? Roy Cooper. Yeah. All these Democrats are voting in the office, like, yeah. And the Republicans, they don't like to hand out money either. But I'm talking specifically about the pay wage. That should have been modified throughout the years. And matter of fact, why do we not have some kind of national modification? When inflation is going up, why are our wages not going up? That's what we need. Some kind of bill that says, oh, inflation went up. Well, wages go up 50 cents automatically. Like, and these companies have it. Walmart, YouTube, Tractor Supply, they're multi-billion-dollar companies. They have it. They have it. Not to mention, they're all laying off people. Their employee overhead cost is next to nothing in comparison to what it was prior to 2020, where they were open 24 hours a day. They're making more money than they have ever made. Think about fast food. How expensive a combo from somewhere is. And it takes half an hour to get through the drive-thru because there's only 1 or 2 damn workers in the building. Their prices have gotten more expensive. Their employee numbers, like their employee numbers have lowered. They don't have as many as employees. They're making more money than ever, and they lie to y'all and they say, oh, well, it costs more to get the product, or oh, you know, our distribution got messed up, or oh, it's import export. It's bullshit. It's bullshit what it is. I'm telling you. And it'll be revealed one day. The lid will be blown off, just like the damn Louis Vuitton purses in China being made. Remember how the lid got blown off of that a few months ago? Apparently, a good portion, I do believe it was 70-80% of designer purses are actually made in China. And then they're shipped to their respective country where they're supposedly made. And a logo is thrown on them, and then they're shipped to the West and sold for thousands of dollars. And a bunch of Chinese handbag makers in China blew the lid off of this story back at the beginning of the year, I do believe. And it was all revealed that these purses are cheaply made with cheaply made products that we've been bamboozled. They're not designer bags. They're cheaply manufactured with horrible products, you know. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to be the same thing with these food restaurants and inflation. Someday, some story's going to break and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, they were making more money than ever. They didn't have any employees, and they were charging more money for combo meals, and it was all lies. Like, I wonder if I could pull, ain't that public information? Aren't financial records for, like, franchise businesses? I would love to see their inventory for, like, McDonald's, what they order every week, like the order list, and how much everything costs. Like the box of burgers, the box of buns. I would love to see their inventory and do a cost breakdown of what their products cost and what they sell them for. I bet that information would be damn near impossible to find. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yes, I got one on my leg right now. Did you see me scratching? I got a mosquito bite. How'd you know? Yes, I got a mosquito bite. Yeah, I don't agree with cutting Medicaid for military and elderly, but as far as able-bodied people using the system, absolutely. I haven't seen a doctor in forever, and you're telling me that if I just pop out a kid, then I can have insurance and go see a doctor? That's stupid. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And it incentivizes bad behavior. And it incentivizes not being able to learn how to think or walk on your own 2 feet. It's almost like the government gets to decide who they want to help and who they don't want to help. And it has a lot to do with if you have children or not. But also, I think it's more than that. I think it's more than that. Well, one thing's for sure, if this bill doesn't work out, we're going to completely collapse into economic depravity. Is that a word? I mean, this was a big gamble. This is either going to help us out, save us money, and get us trillions of dollars out of debt, or it's going to completely collapse the economy and send us trillions of dollars more into debt. So exciting! Is this when the dominoes fall? And I think that we would just go more in debt, but still, we ain't never done this before. You don't know the outcome of a situation until you've done it before, and I don't know. I mean, I don't really have an opinion. It doesn't affect me. I do see how EBT is a problem. People who milk the system. And you know, a crazy thing is, too, is people be like, oh, I'm low income, but they weigh 500 pounds. No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't weigh 500 pounds at low income, honey. This is low income. Low weight. Low weight, low income. The buffoonery. Do you know how much food, calories you would have to eat to maintain a figure of 250 to 500 pounds a day? A few thousand calories. We're talking 3, 6, 7, 10,000 calories a day. Yeah. So they're not hurting for anything. Skipping a meal ain't gonna hurt them. But seriously, people be like, oh, I'm low income, I'm struggling. But they weigh 500 pounds. No, you're not. You're struggling because of your poor eating choices. You're spending $100 a day on takeout. That's why you're financially struggling. You're eating all of your profit. You're eating your rent money. You're eating your power bill money. You're eating your car payment. Yeah, don't ever come out in public and meet me and be like weighing 400 pounds talking about I'm struggling. I'm hungry. I bet you are. I bet you are. No, you ain't. How is this one of those things where I'm like, I bet you are, and no, you ain't at the same time? No, you ain't. There ain't no way you hungry, and I bet you are. Oh, God. I don't hate anybody. I want people to love themselves, and I want people to focus on themselves, and I want people to think rationally. Anyone that weighs 300 pounds is eating their income. That's where their money goes, in their belly. Because to sustain that amount of weight, you would have to have thousands upon thousands of calories every single day. I'm trying to point out the inconsistencies and the lies of society. I saw some girl this morning talking about EBT. That's why I even got started on this. She had a news. She was on the news. They were cutting her benefits. She says, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need food. But she weighed 300 pounds. Every bit of 300 pounds. Girl, you are not hurting. That takes hundreds of dollars a week. We're talking about to sustain a figure of 250 to 500 pounds a person for a week of groceries. You're going to be spending $500 to maintain that weight. You're talking to somebody that weighed 200 pounds. And they're skinny now because of financial insecurities. They lost 80 pounds in a year from starvation and working out. But ain't nobody that weighs that much gonna sit here and say they hungry. Well, if you are hungry, honey, it's because you ate 2 large pizzas last night and your stomach is so stretched out that now your brain thinks that your stomach is hungry because you done damn stretched out your stomach so damn big you are. Man. Listen, if there's anything I know about, it's eating disorders. And that is a mental health condition. When people gain weight like that and all they do is eat, that is a mental health condition. Okay? I'm not trying to knock people down, but what I am saying is that you're not going to tell me at 300 pounds that you needed food stamps. You do not. You need a diet is what you need at 300 pounds. See, people think that I dislike certain groups of people because I support them. Yeah, that's what this is. Me talking about these issues is me caring about these people. Now, am I nice? No, but who gives a fuck? That ain't your business. This is how I communicate, so mind it. Mind your business. I don't see anybody else out here trying to damn prevent people from going to an early grave. Diabetes, heart disease, emphysema, blood clots. Yeah, maybe I don't go about it and say, hey, you guys, you should really lose some weight. Here's some vegetables. No, I tell people the fucking facts. And I love foreigners. Any tall, dark, handsome foreigner out there with a nice beard, hit me up. I love foreigners. Somebody said, I don't know who she hates more, foreigners or fat people. Like, dude, tell me you're ignorant without telling me you're ignorant. The foreigners that came here illegally is part of the reason I don't have a damn job. Of course I'm going to have a problem with illegal immigration because I have a brain. It affects the system. It hurts people. It hurts Americans. But them ones with the green card, hey, if you looking for one, I'm an American. You want a green card? Hit me up. Listen, K1, baby, I already know all about that visa. No, but for real, it's crazy how people twist stuff around because they're ignorant. Only a person that does not pay bills, that does not pay into a system, that has never worked, only they would think that when I talk about illegal immigration, only people under those circumstances would think that I hate foreigners. Do you see what I'm saying? Adults who pay into a system, work a job, and understand how policies and procedure work in this country and how these things affect all of us, they understand that I am not attacking anyone that is foreign. I'm protecting America. I don't care about who comes here. It's more about the preservation of America and the greater good of everybody here, legal and not legal. You know, this country has ran. This country has been built and ran by immigrants. I didn't think I needed to say this again, but here we are. Every week I have to circle back. She's racist! Got to circle back. Cover my bases again. Well, I'm actually surprised my channel's not shut down after saying the N-word yesterday. I woke up this morning and I said, thank God my channel ain't been shut down. So if you didn't see what happened yesterday, some dude was trying to get my biscuit and he called me an N-word. He said, you N-word loving something. It was a white guy. He was mad that I wouldn't talk to him. And he called me an N-word lover. And I said, oh my God, y'all, he called me an N-word. And I said it out loud. Hello, Eat Healthy. I thought I was going to be, like they were going to take my channel down. Eat Healthy, hello, good morning, and thank you. Settlers. Oh, look, another fake follower. When was that account made? 3 years ago. It's just somebody that clearly has, because I'm out here spending all this money. Like, I'm just out here just living it up with my 2-day-old water bottle that I filled up at the gym and my bicycle that I have to get around on. I mean, it's crazy. You can I've already lost everything because of YouTube. I've lost everything because of YouTube, because of my desire to spread awareness on situations that I've been through. I've lost everything. I'm literally homeless on the street, and they're still in the chat saying crazy stuff. It's crazy. Oh, thank you, Eat Healthy. Some of y'all go and y'all watch these hate channels, and y'all really hate yourselves so much you believe the lies that are told. Everything that has been said about me on a hate channel is a bold-faced lie. Everything. Every singular thing that anyone has ever ran back and told me has been a bold-faced lie. And some of y'all are the dumbest people in society because you believe it. And you're going to have a really hard life because you let your feelings operate you instead of facts. So you're going to have an extremely hard life, some of y'all. Yeah. Extremely hard. Hold on, I'm trying to report this to YouTube so that they can see that I have people coming from other channels. I need to screenshot this. So he actually, this same person that I'm blocking, he actually also dropped my location yesterday, and I didn't see it. He dropped my location, and that's crazy. See, this is what I'm saying. have a plan. Somebody was asking me the other day what I was going to do about this situation with this online bully. I have a plan, and it's working out phenomenal. So just give me a year, and we'll talk about it next year, and I'll have a bigger plan by the end to handle this situation. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I will say that laws have already been broken. Laws have already been broken. And I'm grateful for that, because it could be beneficial for me financially in the future. And I'm going to leave it at that and shut up about it. You too, AJ. Be safe out there. Hello, Raymond, James. People will lie to you and on you. Thank you, Sin. Is it... I think it's Sin Hen. Crap. Thank you again, Eating Healthy. And Andrew. Yeah, it's crazy. Ravens. I think that's Revans. Yes, food insecurity, and that's what I was talking about the other day. My parents, yes, probably. I mean, the reality is how am I supposed to get myself off the street? I don't make enough money. I think a lot of people in this chat are children. I really do, y'all. I think it's young people that live at home with mom and daddy. What? How am I supposed to get myself off the streets? I don't have a car. How will I get a job? I don't have a shower. You have to shower to work. Yes, I'll probably be out here for the next 5 to 10 years. Statistically speaking. Factually speaking. Once you're on this side of the fence, you cannot look for work. It's impossible. Yeah, Revan, that's a big problem. Food insecurities. I talked about that the other day. My mom locking the cabinets, my dad locking the cabinets, and now when I get stressed, I can't eat. So it's definitely stemming from like some kind of stressful eating disorder, like you don't eat when you're super stressed. Yeah, it's not good. To have to give your food over, it makes you, I guess worry in the future about where more food's going to come from. You probably start squirreling it back too, like a hoarder. Or you keep more of what you need, maybe. Dude, Ray G. Yeah, they think that I can just show up, stick out a leg, and be like, hey, what's the rent prices here? $1,000. What about $100? People don't get it. You would need first, last, the security deposit, this, that. I mean, I'm telling you, just for a 1-bedroom, and I don't do apartments, that's another thing. See, this is what people don't understand. When I say that I have CPTSD, that is complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that means people that have this, they can't live their life like other people live their lives. They have to live their life a little bit differently based around their triggers. For me, disrespectful people are a huge trigger for me. What do apartments have? Tons of disrespectful people. So knowing that I have no patience and I don't accept disrespect, I can't put myself in an apartment where I might go to jail for having to bitch slap somebody. If I'm just being honest. Not to mention apartments won't rent to me because I'm a felon. They do not, and you want to know how I know? Because back in 2014, after I had my daughter, I was looking for an apartment and I ended up having to get a house because no one would rent to me. And you know what? This is a scam. Guess what they do? They tell you, oh, you might qualify, fill out our application, and then it's like a $35 to $50 fee. So I went around to, I don't know, maybe 10 apartment complexes, filling out these fees and application fees, and then also paying for the money. I spent a few $100s just applying for an apartment and got denied on all of them. And you know what they do? They keep your $50, $35 application fee. So it's a scam. They already know that you don't qualify, that you're not going to qualify. And instead of just telling you that based off of the fact that you're a felon, they tell you, oh, well, you might qualify. And then you pay the $35 to $50 fee to put in the application, and they deny you. So I've already been through that scam when I first had my daughter. And I ended up having to get a house, which worked out perfect. And that's where we were for 4 years. We lived in that house for 4 years before DSS knocked on my door and illegally stole her. Thank you, Derry Lindsay. I hope you're doing well. Long time no see. Oh, I like your new profile picture too. Is that a ninja bandana? I want one. That looks badass. Could you see me rolling around on my bike with like, it looks like from the Karate Kid. I want one. That's funny. That is funny. There is no Airbnbs in this town. Hundreds of dollars a day. Y'all are so full of shit. Y'all are full of shit. Hundreds of dollars a day in donation. Let me tell you something. When somebody sends me $100, YouTube takes 50. Then Apple takes 20. That leaves me with $30. So if somebody sends me $100, I only get $30 out of $100. Hundreds of dollars. You're a fucking liar. I'm going to block everybody that lies about money. Y'all are full of shit. Full of shit. And I don't think that a lot of people realize. Look down. I don't know if you can see the donations that have been sent to me. But there's been 3 donations this morning. A $5, a $20, and an $84.99. However, I've only made $88 up there. Out of that $88, at that rate, where they take half, that'll be $44. And then they'll take another 20%. What does that leave me with? $36, maybe $30. That's the breakdown. So just because someone sends, YouTube takes 50%. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm just going to block them. I had somebody donate $1,000 to me. $1,000. And out of that $1,000, I got $300. So how is that possible? If they take 30%. If they take 30%, I should have got $700 out of the $1,000. And this was last year when I got that $1,300 check. So, thank you so much, Eating Healthy. Thank you so much. Apple takes a percentage. This is why I talk about these things. Great question. This is exactly why I talk about these things. So, Apple takes a percentage. I don't know why. It does not say. They take a percentage. I don't know why. If I would have knew that prior to setting up my account, I would have set it up with an Android so that Apple didn't take that portion. And I don't know if it's 30% or 20%. I just know that if you're an Apple holder, they take a portion of pay as well. And I'm an Apple holder. Plus, YouTube takes half of donations. Super things. People trying to count my pockets is stupid. Exactly. And I'm fucking homeless. I'm not talking about money anymore on this channel. If anybody's got something to say about money, you can sue me. How about that? And then you'll see I'm broke when we go to fucking claims court. How about that? They want to get it. They're jealous. Of what? A homeless girl that maybe made $150 yesterday. Thank you so much, by the way. That's going to go to food, water, resources, cell phone bills so that I can work and try to pull myself out of this hole. This is exactly what I was scared of last year when I told everybody I'm going to lose my truck, and everybody said, no, that won't happen. People really think you make so much fucking money on YouTube. Let me tell you something. I have never, in a month of YouTube, through donations and YouTube money, I have never made enough to pay rent. Ever. Not 1 month have I ever made enough to pay rent, buy groceries, and put gas in the car. Never have I ever, since I've worked on YouTube, made a $3,000 check to pay rent. Never have I ever. And they're still out here trying to take everything. And people are playing into it because they're stupid. They're stupid. The average rent for maybe a 1-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house is going to run you probably $1,200, which is not bad because that's what a 1-bedroom apartment is in the damn city. But still, I could not afford that. My check this month was not even $1,000. But I make hundreds of dollars a day on YouTube. And I've released my financial records. You can go see it on my channel. I show all of this. I show my analytics almost every day. And there's people that still come here and lie. And I've exposed myself. I've released my financial records. I'm living on the streets. People are so fucking stupid. So stupid. Yeah, bottom line, even if she had $1 million, do you actually think she prefers to sit around in a storefront while people degrade her on YouTube? Thank you. Thank you. With my butt hurting, in the rain, humid, looking like shit, ruining my skin, my hair screwed. Yeah, thank you. Good point. Who's got time for this shit? If I had money, I'd be out living my life, honey. You know? Like... crazy. I knew it was coming. I said I'm not going to be able to pay all these bills, y'all. I can't manage. I knew it was coming. I need to call my insurance company and see if I can get them to prorate my insurance and see if I can get some money back. I was trying to look at the news and stuff, but I guess it's kind of hard when you got all this going on. I really want to, I really want to refocus on the things that matter to me, and that's the state of the world, the economy. I haven't been able to even look at a cell phone and watch stuff for days. Last night I laid down and watched my first news segment in a week. Because I don't have cell phone service, I never watch my phones. I don't even know what's going on in the world right now. Oh my God, I do know one thing. Did y'all see the firework explosion? Oh my God. First of all, that was beautiful. Second of all, I hope nobody was hurt. So there was a fireworks manufacturing company, and the entire company exploded in the middle of the night. Y'all, let me figure out where this was. And I forgot to call I gotta call my insurance. My ADHD is so bad. Let's see. Firework explosion. It was in California. Oh, it kind of makes sense now. No, I'm joking. Look at that. You can go watch the video on YouTube. The explosion is insane. So it was a warehouse that was full of nothing but fireworks. Oopsie. Somebody, I don't know what happened. Hold on. A warehouse storing fireworks in California caught fire and exploded Tuesday, sending a fireball into the air, launching debris, and causing pyrotechnics to detonate above the skies. This was in Sacramento. The fire department was dispatched to the scene. There was also a few commercial buildings that were involved as well as a numerous number of explosions. I mean, it cleared a city block, homie. I think it looks like a war zone. I hope nobody was hurt. It leveled the shit. The cause of the fire and the explosion was unknown. One large warehouse caught fire and caused multiple spot fires. It covered an area of 80 acres. Jesus Christ. Y'all, the video is wild. Watching it explode. watching it explode. I never served in the military. I'm a felon. I went the opposite direction. One of my channel members said, show your analytics. They don't take that much. I did. Go find it. I showed it last week. What I made, what my checks was, how much I have coming in. I showed it last week. Go find it and suck my dick while you're out. Oh, you can't. I just blocked you. I'm sorry. You can't. People, what I've noticed is that when people donate to you, they want to control how you spend your money. This has opened up a whole new Pandora's box, honey. People feel like if they give you something that they're then entitled to tell you how to live your life. And the crazy part is that they're not out here struggling like you are. They're living in a house. They got a career. They have family. Things that you don't. Resources that you don't. It's crazy. Yeah, I've run into that problem in the past where people donate money and they think that they're entitled to tell me how to spend it. And it's like, they're like, oh, you know, go get this or go do that. And it's like, well, I kind of need water right now. I kind of need food. I know you want me to spend this on gas, but right now I need food. So it's just a Pandora's box of BS. I live in a state where they have no look back laws. Your criminal record in the state of North Carolina will affect your life for the rest of your life. That's the laws here. They can look back for 60 years if they want to and see those felony convictions in the state of North Carolina. That's part of the reason that I was looking for work in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia. I've looked, yes, you heard me right, 7 states for 2 years I've applied for jobs. I don't want to talk about it because it makes me mad. And even in those states that don't have look-back laws, for some reason, my criminal record would still pop up when they did a nationwide search. So, yeah. One of these days, I'm going to get $10,000 together and just get it expunged. That's what I have to do. By that time, I'll have a career. And I won't need to get it expunged. But for me, it's the principle. I was a child. A product of the foster care system, product of DOC, product of my parents. I was a child. It looks like it might clear up in the next 30 minutes. Or it could rain again. 30% chance to 40. It was a 0% chance when it was raining an hour ago. So... and it's only supposed to be 81 degrees today. It's going to be much cooler today. Damn, it's going to be cold at night the next 4 nights. I got to figure out what to do. I was freezing last night. Freezing. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and I was sitting on that park bench and I had on that long shirt and I had to put it over my knees and breathe in it to stay warm. And I was so sleepy. And I can't sleep sitting up, y'all. Well, sometimes if I'm sleepy enough, I'll nod the hell out. But yeah, it sucked. So I've got to find some warmer clothes for tonight, tomorrow, and the next 4 days. I wish I could have a sleeping bag, but with it raining, if I could find a Rubbermaid container that's big enough to put in the woods somewhere, I could put water, a sleeping bag, an extra pair of rain boots, things that I need for when the elements get rough. But I don't even know how to begin. You know, how am I going to tote a Rubbermaid container? Well, if I didn't take my bike and I lock my bike up, then I could tote the container. But people are going to see me walking down the road with this container, and then neighbors and stuff will see where I go in the woods. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And nowhere's open after dark, so it's not like I can make this plan after dark. Hell, by the time I damn walked in the dark, I guess I could do it at night. I could ride my bike to Walmart, chain my bike up at Walmart, walk the container somewhere to the woods dark, walk the 2 miles. So I would have to walk 2 miles with the Rubbermaid container to hide it in the woods, walk 2 miles back to my bike, and then the next morning I could ride back and forth those 4 miles to fill the container up. Because you can't have a bunch of shit on this bicycle and carry the weight around and bicycle it. I got to come up with a plan to have provisions. I need provisions bad. A sleeping bag. I think, the sad part is that people really think that this is like a game. And that's what's frustrating, is that this is my life and I'm going through absolute hell. And people think that I'm going to get this truck back. And the truck is gone. The truck is gone. It's in a whole nother state. I'll never see it again. Even if I had the thousands of dollars I need to do the payoff, I could call them and be like, hey, I've got 20 grand to pay it off. And they'd be like, oh, well, it's gone. Too late now. It's gone. And I'm not moving in with anybody because I have PTSD, and it might lead me to stabbing somebody in the face. This is what PTSD is. You're extremely triggered by external factors in life, and it causes you to go into a flight or fight mode. I cannot put myself in the situation in a house with another person that I do not know or trust. It could lead to someone getting injured and or killed. And I don't like people anyways. Thank you so much, Eat Healthy. Let's see here. You too. Thank you for the kind words. You too. Blessings to you and yours. Hello, Divorce Resource Center. I hope I never need you. I'm only going to get married once. I ain't never been married. I'm going to get married one day. I hope I never need you. My mom did divorces. That's what she did. She she was a paralegal assistant or whatever. She worked in a lawyer's office, and they did divorces, child custody, bankruptcy. I've talked about this before. Divorce is one of the hardest things, for children, and the significant, but also children. I feel like the children are more injured in that. And I don't know. How do people get so off track? You fall in love with somebody, you marry them, you have some kids, and then it all falls apart, and you forget the love that you had. I don't understand. You know what it is that people are not compatible, and they jump into shit way too quick. And they're not intelligent enough to know the psychology behind the way that they behave, or adult enough to take accountability for the mistakes they make in relationships. My opinion, I'm allowed to have it. Yeah. People are, yeah. Saudi Arabia, I don't know if I can even go there. Am I allowed to go there? Is that one of the countries I can or cannot go to? Let's see. I've met some pretty fine Saudi Arabian men. Where else there's some fine men? Syria. I've met some beautiful men out of Syria, Egypt. You do be seeing some fine men from the Middle East now. For real, for real. Let's see. Can I go to Saudi Arabia as a female? Is it safe? It says yes, but I don't know if I believe that. They also say that you can go to Dubai, and you know what happens over there. Porta potty parties. You don't have a male guardian to travel to Saudi Arabia. But I've had people that were fleeing there. Something's going on there, because I've worked for people that were from Saudi Arabia, and they left there and immigrated here. If the country was so great, why would they do that? I don't know. Yeah, me too. And I think I worked for some Arabs recently in Jacksonville at my job. They were extremely nice, and I was looking forward to working with them. And then I was fired because of internet trolls. And now I'm homeless without a car, and yeah, sucks. Sucks. I'm blessed to be married for 28 years. I know, that's a blessing. It really is. It really is. Try being a woman there. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. It's never ending. Yeah, I'm aware that this Steve is breaking the law. I'm aware. We're going to let him continue to break the law. And when we have enough money, we'll sue him too. For what? Oh, God, honey. I got a list. I got a list. Right now, 5 different things. Yeah. Everybody asks me, why don't I attack my bullies? Because I'm moving in the shadows, baby. I'm moving in the shadows. I want them to go off and do everything that they can, everything that they want to harm me. I'm moving in the shadows. Thank you. You know, Dragon, thank you so much. You know, they say that the Sagittarius, I just read this the other day. Listen to this shit. They say that the Sagittarius is the wisdom seeker and teacher of the zodiac symbols. When I read that, I almost cried. I was like, oh, wow. Not me not believing in this stuff, but like taking it to heart. Sagittarius, the truth tellers and wisdom seekers of the zodiac symbol. Zodiac, whatever. Listen to this. This is crazy. I don't even believe in horoscopes. And then I'd be reading this and I'm like, what? I'm like, that's me. I'm like, ain't it crazy how it gets in you? Like, in the night sky, Sagittarius is built in the shape of adventure and wisdom. The archer is the spirit of exploration. Its aim, it goes towards the pursuit of higher knowledge. The wisest of centaurs. It's known for, they're known for their intelligence and skill in medicine. If y'all don't read your horoscopes, it's mind-blowing sometimes how much. But I'm sure there's a whole subgroup of people who don't believe in that, and that's fine. And they're probably like, oh, this is not true. But it's probably the same people that can't take accountability, and so they can't see themselves for who they actually are. Thank you again, Eat Healthy. Hey, Shelly. I'd destroy you in a wrestling match. Probably. I'm a weakling. Thank you again, Eat Healthy, so much. Good morning, James. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've read it multiple times that we're like we seek adventure, wisdom, knowledge. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Sagittarius, symbolized by the archer, is the zodiac's seeker of truth and meaning. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and expansion, Sagittarius thrives on adventure, both physical and philosophical. I think so. Represented by the mythological centaur, the half man, half horse. That's my symbol, the half man, half horse. Very fucking fitting, if I do say so myself. It's kind of crazy. It really does blow my mind. Sagittarius embodies the dual nature of human curiosity and primal instinct. Primal. Be feral, said the Sagittarius. Be feral. How do you scare off a wild animal? Be more feral than it. Let your hair fly. Let the spit fly. Start growling. Sagittarius brings warmth, energy, and flexibility to life's journeys. They're restless and full of optimism. They're always on the move, traveling, studying, or pursuing new opportunities. I mean, listen, it sounds like I wrote this, and let me show you this to prove that I did not write this about myself. Yeah, these things be pretty on point sometimes, y'all. They're known for being overtly blunt, impatient, and resistant to settling down. It's like a therapist is telling me about myself right now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? These things be spot on. They carry an unshakable faith that life is an unfolding story filled with possibilities. However, their fiery sign can sometimes burn too brightly, being overly blunt, impatient, or resistant to settling down. Learning to balance on their feet, on their free-spirited nature with grounded action is the key to turning their optimism into meaningful growth. Jesus Christ, even in that, how much more accurate can you be? They value freedom, growth, and truth above all else. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I be saying. They seek adventure in all forms, cultural, intellectual, and spiritual, knowing that every experience adds to their wisdom. A sense of purpose and integrity guides their decisions, and they hold firm to their principles. Jesus, I mean, it's just like I wrote it. It's like I wrote it. I can't spell all these big words, but I wrote it. Yeah, sometimes, and I read that somewhere the other day. They were like, no, somebody said you're a Sagittarius, and I was like, yeah, and they said, oh, you're a truth seeker. And I was like, well, yeah, I am. And then I was reading my horoscope, and it said, you're the truth seeker of the zodiac, of all the zodiac symbols or signs. And that's when I looked into it, and I was like, whoa, I never knew that. It actually explains a lot, like, like why I'm so curious, why, I wonder things. You ever wonder how a boat floats, You just wonder things. Be wanting to know everything. Want to know everything. We don't do retracted messages on this channel, and if you come here to spread hate, I don't need you here anyways. If you're too scared to say it to my face, then that just makes you a girls will hit a pole with their car and be like, oh my God, I'm such a Gemini. Is that what they do? Is that what they do? That's funny. I know, Shelly. What am I supposed to do? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe God wants people to be a little more grateful through my, situation. Maybe God's trying to show people that what I say is for real, because I said 9 months ago that I'm probably going to lose my truck over this, and every month for the past 9 months I've been like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my truck over this, and everybody told me to chill out, that I was crazy. And look, I lost my truck over this. So maybe God is trying to show y'all that y'all need to have more faith in what I say, because I'm telling you, out of you. Hell, I would have lost my truck 6 months prior if it wouldn't have been for that one guy that sent me money. That's how I paid my truck payment for like November, December, January. Hell, I think even February. It was only because of his generosity. And I'm grateful for that. But I saw things for what they were at the same time. And I can't allow myself to be bamboozled again, okay? That's why I'm in this situation. So I just want to do the right thing. Y'all, I'm about to run. I'm going to go charge you up. I'm going to charge you up and then enjoy some music on my ride. That's what I want, my headphones. I'm glad that I reorganized my bag. I can find things better now, as I can't find my headphones. Yeah, I'm going to go. I need to go like to the Dollar Tree or something. Oh crap, that's the one I wanted. Well, damn it. Damn it. I want this one on and this one off. Ugh. There we go. put everything up. Y'all hear the chickens? Roosters. I think those are roosters. Yeah, we'll probably wash laundry today, and I'll probably wash this book bag because the straps stink from sweating. Y'all too. I hope y'all have a good morning. Sorry I don't know much about that tax bill and how it's going to affect us. I just know that it's going to go good or it's going to go bad, and I hope it goes good. I hope it helps people, but I also see the importance of like cutting some of those benefits, because when we look at the obesity rates, those mental health and obesity numbers don't lie. I'm not saying every person that gets food stamps doesn't need them. I'm just saying that there are people that are abusing the system, and we need to nip that in the bud. Nip it in the bud? Nip it in the bud? I don't know. I still ain't figured that one out yet. Oh, God, y'all. I've been sitting on this cement, my ass hurts. Oh, my hips, my back, my ass crack, and my fat. Oh, we're going to go get some food later. We're either going to go to Walmart or somewhere like that, the Dollar General or somewhere. And we're going to do something today if the sun comes out. I can't just be sitting in town all day. The cops don't like us out here like that. And then damn, it's really the citizens. It's not the cops. It's the citizens that don't know how to mind their business. We're an eyesore, and they simply don't want to see us when they go buy groceries. Even though they have a home to go to where they don't have to see us on a regular basis, they want to take the only place that we have to call home, or we have to charge our phones, you know, because it makes them feel better about themselves just to not see us. Even though simply addressing the problems in society, the cracks, and fixing it would be the better good for all, you know, we'll just not do that, and we'll make their lives more difficult and call the cops and probably have them arrested for some petty crime so that we don't have to look at them when we go buy our tractor from Tractor Supply. That's how that works. Sorry. That's how that works. But thank you again so much. Eat healthy. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to go, we'll catch back up in a little while. I'm going to charge you up. And thank you to everybody that has helped me, and thank you to all the people that continue to stand by my side and have faith in me. And pray for me, because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day. Y'all be safe out there. Stay dry.